I wanted to do a musical since I was a little kid. That was probably one of my first dreams.
I saw this video, It's All So Quiet, and I remember thinking she must be completely crazy.
This guy's coach and I got hit. There's no mistake.
Lars von Trier approached me with a script, which I first turned down, and then he approached me several more times with it.
What is there to see?
In the end, I read it and then thought, wait a minute, maybe this is the film I've always wanted to do.
I've seen it all. I have seen the trees. I have seen the willow leaves dancing in the breeze. I've seen a man killed by his best friend and lives that were over before they were spent. I've seen what I was and I know what I'll be. I've seen it all. There is no...
The role of Selma, the blind factory girl, won Bjork the Best Actress Award at the Cannes Film Festival.
Very grateful. Thank you very much.
Bjork is not a trained actor, so she worked out of instinct.
Tell me your character.
Yep.
Who was this character you fell in love with?
She's a blind...
Factory worker?
Yes, she's a blind, woman going blind, Czechoslovakian immigrant who lives in United States. It happens in 1963. And she is working very hard in a factory to collect money to be able to heal her son who will probably become blind too.
Okay, roll tape, here it is.
You shouldn't be working at the press at all. I mean, how dare you just... How much can you see?
I could do my job with my eyes closed. So could you.
No.
It's just because I was daydreaming.
Daydreaming? Dreaming about what?
I just hear music.
Come on, I mean, Selma, music. You could also cut off your hand just like that. You have to watch out every second. Promise me you'll stay awake.
I promise I will stop daydreaming. Promise.
Oh, you're not... you repeat, but you don't even listen to me. I don't know why I bother that much.
I'm on the night shift, right?
Yes.
While this is being pressed, you'll be cutting on the other machine. That means you'll be in charge of 2 machines. You have to feed Sarah over there, right? This pallet must never be empty.
Is it always so dark in here?
What?
Is it always so dark in here?
It's exactly the same as the daytime.
Okay.
The only thing is that you have to work a little faster. That's what you get paid for, right?
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
You have to work a little, a little faster than this.
Okay. What are you doing here?
What do you think?
I didn't put you down for the night shift, Kathy.
Run along, Dorman. I'm on my own time now. How I spend it is my own business.
Night, ladies.
Good night.
Faster. A little faster.
I like it better when you dance. You should dance, Gualda.
I will dance when there is music.
Crash, clack, rocket bang sound, rattle, clang, crack, suck, whack, bang. Clatter, crash, clack, rocket bang sound, rattle, clang, crack, suck, whack, bang. It's music. Now dance. Listen, qualta, your feet dancer, you got sparkle in your eyes. Darling Selma, look who's dancing faster than a shooting star. Now that's here. While clatter, crash, clack, rocket bang sound, rocket bang crash, sack, whack, bang. Clatter, crash, clack, rocket bang sound, rocket bang crash, sack, whack, bang. The machines, they could reach you and say, we have on a rhythm and sweep you away. The machine, what a magical sound, full of noises that spins us around, spins us around, spins us.
Selma! Stop it! You've got yourself! Get away from the machine!
How was this experience for you, this movie business? Now, this was not the first movie you'd been in, not the first acting you had done, but this is the one that had rather extraordinary people involved in.
Yeah, I
Did
really
you like it or not like it?
I really enjoyed making the music. Yeah.
Or did you?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Is that going to be your comment? I like the music, but that's all. Did you like the movie? The acting?
Oh, to act.
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed it at first,
But
but not so much in the end.
why?
Probably because I'd fallen in love with the girl I was acting, and I wanted to defend her, and I recognized a certain creative flight that happens when you are lucky and when the right elements are in the right place and things go bigger than you are and they take off.
Yeah.
And what you got to do is just let them do their thing and just be humble that is actually happening to you, you know? And I guess other people didn't agree with me on that one.
Including the director or not?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You describe the process of acting as one of extreme cruelty.
Well, I don't think it has to be.
But it was.
Yeah, I think creativity doesn't have to be cruel to be good, you know. I think it's a sign of impotency if you think you have to add cruelty to your work for it to be considered art. I think if you are confident enough in what you do, it should you would just let it, you would nurture it, you know, with positive energy. I'm that naive.
Do you want to do it again?
Well, the reason why I don't want to act again is not because of the film.
What is it?
Really. It's more that I feel my time is running out, and if I'm lucky, I've got 50 years, and I still haven't even touched the music.
What are you, 35?
Yeah, I still haven't even touched the music I want to write. And you have to be loyal. I'll try a bit of that, I'll try a bit of that, I'll try a bit of that. It's not gonna give good work, you know?
For her next album, Vespertine, Bjork began to investigate an interior world of miniature sounds and microbeats.
The girl in Dance in the Dark was very introvert and kind of heard all these noises inside her head, and it was kind of a bubble, like a locked universe. So with Vespertine, because it was an introvert album, it's more about what happens inside me. It's just sort of what happens underneath my skin or my interior. So it's about how I deal with me and my body.
Hides in the hair. Can I hide there too? Hide in the hair of him. Seek solace, sanctuary in that hidden place.
During the making of Vespertine, Bjork left Europe and settled in New York.
I had sort of started to create that sound world in 97, started collecting those micro beats and kind of was very interested in things like celestes and harps and music boxes, and seemed like all sounds that are short and percussive and sweet. And then with the beats, again, it was all the kind of little insecty kind of noises, trying to create the same mood that you have when you have the patience to sit down and read a book. And for me, this was, of course, impossible. So I was trying to explain to people that I wanted it to be a love affair to the home, and on every level, that the noises were done around the house, the beats were done around the house, the singing was about being around the house, on every level of it, being with your friends, family, people you love, being on your own and lonely, or being on your own euphoric, kind of the whole range of being at home in your house.
Domestic.
Yeah, and sort of flirtation also with chamber music, and trying that the instruments I used were harp, celeste, and music boxes, which were kind of very sort of domestic musical instruments, if you want, that are sort of used to play to soothe the people you love, and also trying to connect that with laptops and computers. I think also just on a pure sonic level, being obsessed with a laptop and working with headphones, so all sounds that are quite quiet and indoors and wrapped up in boxes, I found them very, very exciting. For the first time in my life, very interested in emotional peaks that were very, very quiet.
My sense about you, and reading and knowing a little bit about your music, is that you have always been in love with sound, all kinds of sound.
Yeah.
Not lyrics, sound.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. I mean, all kinds of sound.
Yeah, it's just the one most all-embracing, forgiving, understanding thing there is. Just in the full abstraction of it. It doesn't ask any questions. Yeah. And you don't have to explain yourself. And it's the one world where that can cover like all the emotional levels of you. I mean, I feel a lot, at least I'm the sort of person that when it comes to say something like language or just communicating on a daily basis, I feel like I'm trying to put an ocean through a straw.
Yeah.
And with music,
because you feel so much, hear so much. You know.
Maybe just because I'm not very good at it, you know. but with music, it doesn't feel like that. And it's not only me making music; it's also listening to other people's music. That it's yeah, it's just like a warm embrace, you know.
To be given love, you'll be taken care of. To be given love, you have to trust it. Maybe not from sources. You have poured your life, maybe not from the directions. You are staring at trash jar around. It is all around you. All is full of love. It is all around you. You just ain't receiving. Your phone is off the hook. Your doors are shut. And be the man they can. Eyes full of love. Eyes full of love. All is full of All is full of You just ain't receiving. Your phone is off the hook. Your doors are shut. All is full of love. All is full of love. Thank you.
On Vespertine, Bjork also revisited Nordic themes and sang with a choir of Inuit girls from Greenland.
Another thing, I mean, I'm just reading about this. It's an album. It's an adventure. It really is. You know, you went to Greenland, and you found what was it? An Inuit choir.
Yeah, I had sort of. I knew there was a choir in it for the euphoric escapist element for sure, and but then I sort of worked very hard for a very long time, and I just needed a holiday.
Yeah.
And then my instinct took me to the right place, so I went to Greenland for 3 weeks.
You went to Greenland for a break from Iceland. Wow.
No, it was excellent, and went just to the place I wanted to go myself, and went to Greenland and realized after like 3 days that, you know, of course, you know, it should be a Greenlandic choir, so I put advertisements in the supermarkets that were there, and would put a little announcement on the radio, and then I would start auditioning in a hotel I was staying at, and ask them to sing. Each girl had to sing one song. But for me, I think the human voice has always stood for nature and freedom, and something that's not disciplined or not academic. And so it made perfect sense afterwards, and I guess I almost didn't realize till some of the first shows, when it all started to fall into place, that they had to represent something like this, like a force of nature or something not trained or disciplined.
We thought, oh, she's a star and she wanted this way and this way and this way. And she's just said to us that do what pleases you, not pleases me. You have to sing these lines and do it in your way, because she wants us to be as natural as possible. Like her, she is totally natural.
I saw an interview of Bjork, then I realized that she's trying to express her music, and we help her expressing the music that she wants to give. We're like an instrument. This is the first time we ever worked together as a choir. Bjork put us together. And some of the girls haven't even been on choirs before.
But everybody has some kind of, you know, they have been singing. Some of them are recording artists.
Yeah, but they're most solo singers.
Yeah.
Treading the glacier head, I'm looking hard for moments of shine from twilight to
at heart she's quite a train spotter, I think, you know, and with success she's fulfilled a duty to pull the avant-garde into pop, and not many people do that. She's one for taking risks, you know. She could have just continued to do the MTV pop thing. I'm sure that would have been the easiest route, but she never takes the easiest route, and she'll always want to sort of like pull in the strange people on the periphery of music into the thing that she's doing and make something bolder out of it.
It sort of seems to be most of the time I can make all the skeleton and the songwriting, but then when I'm almost finished, I am curious to get the real virtuosos in the field, to add like some sort of acrobatic things. So it isn't, everything isn't so wooden. It's what people have been calling non-instrument instruments, where you take sort of any object around the house and as long as it's not a musical instrument, and make music with it. I guess Matmos had been doing these kind of beats and using these kind of noises for like 8 years. I needed someone who was like a virtuoso in the field. So I sent almost all the songs to Matmos.
As Matmos, what we do is try to make music out of unconventional or non-musical sources. So in the past, we've tried to create music entirely out of found objects in our house, and we wound up making a record out of whoopee cushions and balloons and latex clothing and walkie-talkies. I think the hardest request she had was she wanted to get the sound of little buds on a branch of a pussy willow bursting open. And
it's just an idea.
You know, and it's a brilliant idea, but yeah, we couldn't get anyone to take us seriously. We called all these nature conservancies and like natural recording societies and said hi.
No one ever called us back.
Yeah. We're working for Bjork and we need the sound of pussy willows bursting open. And they just couldn't, yeah, they couldn't do it. But we did have fun. We cracked a bunch of ice into our microphones and made rhythms out of ice. And that was sort of our learning process with how Bjork thinks about music. And I found it very like baffling at first, being told to make the music more transparent, you know. But eventually I realized that it's sort of a shorthand that points you towards something but doesn't spell it out for you, doesn't
or primordial.
Yeah, primordial. Make music with no history, make music that's triangular, you know, which was really, it was a fun, respectful recipe rather than a sort of command.
Through the warmest cord of kiss, your love was sent to me. I'm not sure what to do with it, or where to put it. I'm so close to tears, so simply calling you up and simply suggesting we go to a hidden place. Go to a hidden place. We'll go to a hidden place. Go to a hidden Now I have been slightly shy, but I can smell a pinch of hope to almost have allowed one's fingers to stroke the fingers I was given to touch with. But careful, careful, there lies my passion hidden, there lies my love. I'll hide it under a blanket, lull it to sleep. I'll keep it in a hidden place. I'll keep it in a hidden place. I'll keep it in a hidden place. A hidden He's the beautifulest, fragilest, still strong, dark and divine. And the littleness of his movements, he hides himself. He invented charm to make himself invisible, hides in the hair. Can I hide there too? Hide in the hair of him. Seek solace, sanctuary, and a hidden place. In a hidden we'll stay in a hidden place. We'll be in a hidden place until Satan and Jericho and sin and castle. We'll be in a hidden place. We'll stay in a hidden
You said the Vespertine was really made, unless I'd misunderstood, that it's made for you to listen to at home, because it is an album about home and the inner self, and read a good book while you're listening to the album. But then I thought, I tried it, and it works really well.
Yeah.
But then doesn't Bjork become background music?
People like Eric Satie or Claude Debussy did music, and they aimed to do music that was called, in French, furniture music.
Mm-hmm.
But probably doesn't translate very well.
The musique de meuble.
I'm not sure. French is not my strong point. But it's sort of, they wanted the music to be like part of the room that you're in, that you're not, it's not narrative. It's not like a person that's speaking to you. It's someone who's just there and makes you feel good, you know? And then maybe later in the century you had someone like Brian Eno who did, then the music got probably a title that's more known, which is called ambient music, which is, and I guess it's still a debate. Do you want music to be very narrative and very like, hello, listen to me with headphones, notice me? Or if you want it to be just kind of like around you, like a beautiful room that makes you do the things you want to do, you know? And is the music the main role, or are you the main role? That's sort of the question in a way. And I think for me personally, both have a right to exist.
Arigato.
Stubborn me will always be. Before you count 1, 2, 3, I will grow my own private branch of this tree. You gardener, you discipliner, domestically, I can obey all of your rules and still be
Yeah.
You once said something about Vespertine in that some of the stuff was done in anticipation of the idea of Napster so that people could download it. What did you mean?
Yeah, I guess Vespertine was partly done like that. Just those kind of chats I have with my mates who do music too.
Yeah.
And they would complain about hearing the songs downloaded, and they would be like, "Ugh, you know, it's destroying my music." And I guess just the prankster in me saying, "Listen, you know, folk music was always about taking your environment and using it to do a tune." So I guess I used the only acoustic instrument I used for the album were harps, celestes, and music boxes that actually once downloaded, they sound even better, you know? And the voice, just the mood of the internet for me is very secretive. And every time I get an email, I felt like somebody told me a secret. And it's very...
Did you like that?
I quite like that, yeah.
Me too.
And that it's very... And my vocals are quite whispery.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of secretive. And actually that it's more like the... Like, you know, the virtual reality aspect of it. It is actually more how things happen, our thought process, you know. Sort of, there's no oxygen. And it just goes, you know, like more electric sort of things. So I kind of wanted to make the album a little bit like that. For Vespertine was sort of ended up being the album where there's harp in almost every song. Is because I focused on the laptop sound, like which instrument would download prettily. And that is one instrument that actually does.
You know, there is this world, it's the harp world of, you know, harpists, and I've always been quite apart from that, you know, because I didn't really study formally. I studied mostly on my own, so I was never really a part, you know, I didn't have a lot of friends that were harpists or anything like that. So I don't think it's that normal to be that aggressive with the instrument. I know there are a few people here and there that do more radical things, but for me, I think it's a very beautiful melody instrument, but I also think it's an incredible percussive kind of instrument as well. Just this like kind of fantastic sound maker, and not just a beautiful melody machine. So I love to approach it with putting both things into it.
I started writing the harp arrangements on my laptop and would rent a harp and be played in my room and get blisters. It was really fun. And be really bad, of course, but just to kind of get the feel of it. Then I would start to search for harp players, and I think I tried 3. And a friend of mine recommended Zina to me. That she was definitely one that was very disciplined and very, you could get those sort of whole romantic element of the harp, the conservative. And also she definitely had her own style and her own character. And she could take things you give to her and take it further and make it her own.
It was very open to what I could do. Once she had sort of decided that whatever she knew of my sensibility, she seemed to like, that I was open to just do stuff, which was really, you know, for someone that likes to make things, it's couldn't ask for a more perfect situation, you know, because I was able to do the things that were already there, that, you know, parts that needed to be done, and then I could make up my own things. So that's, you know, that's a very luxurious kind of working situation to be in.
me on my own. I am human and I do faults. I do confess. I feel you trickling down my shoulders from above. I turn myself in. I give myself up. I volunteer. You own me, I'm yours. You have to trust. I'm eternally yours. All that I gave them, I gave to you. So needy of comfort, but too raw to be embraced. Undo this privacy and put me in my place. A generous palm stroke, the hugest of hugs. Undo this privacy. Embrace me, embrace me. I am strong in his hands. I am beyond me on my own. I am human and I do faults. She's strong in his hands. She is beyond her on her own. She is human and she does faults. She's strong in his hands. She's strong in his hands. She's strong in his hands. She is strong in his hands. Thank you.
After the tour, I think every electronic event or festival should be in opera houses. I think so much of this, especially this laptop music, is very domestic, and it's very, yeah, like I've said before, so sort of modern chamber music or something. And it's sort of built for a room. It's not meant to be amplified in rock arenas or something. So when we started arranging live, we realized that we couldn't just put big PA or speakers on stage and blast those microbeats over and make them large to send them to the other end of the room, because it would change their character completely. They would become large again. So, so what we had to do was we had to put speakers in the back and make all the little beats travel around. So all of them would be quite quiet, but the audience would feel surrounded by many, many tiny things.
You're trying too hard. I'm watching you struggling just a little too much. You're trying too hard. You're trying too hard. It's warmer now. Lean into it. Unfold in a generous way. Surrender. If you're sweating, undo. And if you're crying, darling, undo. Undo. And if you're bleeding, darling, undo, Thank you.
When I did Homogenic, it was all about boosting things up and be extra, extra, extra large and extra attention-seeking. We ended up finding almost always one beat per song. So just one big beat. That's all you need. And in Vespertine it was sort of the opposite. You would have the tiniest beat in the world, and then you couldn't stop there. You had to sort of make a microcosmos of 30 or 40 beats interacting. So I started collecting all noises that were tiny, and literally had a library. Was working with programmers, and we would just basically gather together a lot of sounds. Yeah, and found out after a lot of that the key to what we were looking for was taking something very tiny and magnifying it up too big, and it sort of gave you a sensation that you've been told a secret. The same way as if you see a picture of a cell in the body magnified very big, you sort of you get this feeling that you are being trusted for some inside information.
This immense
to a boy, to a boy, alltid man kan mig. Alltid man kan it's to a boy.
I've had this craving to do this for so long, and I felt so many times when I did those big rock arenas that I mean, I'm probably exaggerating this, but that 60–70% of what we were giving out was just lost in some sort of a rock cliche or something. Like all the sensitivities were bulldozed over, and since I'm a sort of listener, that these are exactly the sensitivities that nurture me or make me walk home from a gig and I'm fulfilled, you know. So I had this craving to do this for a very, very long time. So when I would step on the stage of the most intimate places and feel like everybody, I was singing personally for everybody in the room, it of course was quite scary, and you can't hide anything, you know. But also it was a craving I had had for such a long time that it sort of felt like a relief, sort of like a, you know. So I guess it was a combination of both. But I do like it, you know, the whole chocolate thing, to be able to do it really, really, really well with all the lushness possible, but also combined with the fact you've never done it, so it's very scary, and this sort of entering the unknown sort of adrenaline kick it's a turn on, you know, instead of just doing one more that you did last time. And also I started craving it myself, to go to a concert where I have a comfortable seat and I can enjoy all the little details and nobody is in a hurry, and just sit there with your box of chocolates, and then you can go and have a break and talk a little bit, and you come back, and the pace is very slow, you know. And for me, I don't know if it was a local joke between me and myself, and maybe no one got the joke, but for me it was the biggest challenge, especially in the beginning of the tour, to just do a calm song and do another calm song and then do another calm song and another calm song, and then have a break. I think I have a lot of affinity with Arctic places. And I think Mediterranean passion has been documented very well and been fashionable for centuries. But I think the Arctic brand of passion is different. And it's not more or less passion, it just lies different.
secret code card. He offers a handshake, crooked 5 fingers, safe arm apart. Yet to be matched on the surface simplicity. By the darkest bits in me, as pagan poetry, it is pagan poetry. I can hear Morse code dim signals. It pulsates, wake me up from deep sleep, from my hibernation on the surface simplicity. By the darkest bits in me, as pagan poetry, it is pagan poetry. Oh, hear me tell straight but me, straight but me. In the eye, straight but me, straight but me. And you see sigh after, and you say I saw. I love him, 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 I love him. She loves him, she loves him. This time she loves him, I'm gonna keep it to myself. She loves him, she loves him. This time she loves him, I'm gonna keep him all to myself. But he makes me want to hurt myself. But he makes me want to hurt myself. He makes me want to give me away. Thank you.
It is an emotionally extreme thing that she does, and it's no surprise that people get invested in that very heavily, sometimes to the point of a little bit freakish, and yeah.
That was strange for me to have friends, like my friends, that are really super sarcastic, really kind of embittered, whatever, you know, kind of people that I get tickets to the shows, you know, and they come to the after show, and I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'll introduce you. You know, and then they just get like, blah, 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 and they lose it, you know, I really loved your movie, and I have all your albums, and I'm like, where did this come from? You know, like, I would not have expected this at all. So I think that's what I found most surprising about the fans, is that they're all around us.
Yeah.
Still, the most vivid surprise to me as just a player playing with the band was when we did our very first show at Riverside Church. And I don't think you were there yet. But we got, you know, it was supposed to be a secret show at first, and there were about 150 people in the audience, and we walk on this little, it was barely a stage, and we get on, and as soon as Bjork comes on, the audience is like, everyone like leaps up together and starts clapping and cheering, and it was, I mean, I just like started having tears in my eyes. I just never experienced anything like that before as a performer, you know, someone playing with someone that gets that kind of reaction from an audience, and it was so moving. I was almost unable to do what I'm supposed to do, which is play the harp. I was pretty surprised and very moved, and like started crying in my eyes, and then I was like, okay, Zena, you have to get it together. Come on, pull it together. Come on, the first song. It was pretty funny, but it was, and there are these moments of just receiving this incredible love from the audience, I guess. So
I would like to introduce the people who are playing with me. Okay. Magnus. Sina Parkins. A choir from Greenland. Simon Lee and the Novecento Orchestra.
And how are you? 2002, tours done mostly, album's been out for a while. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Yeah, just starting to write my next one.
Now, I'm not a journalist, you know that, but listen, I'm just a fan. And listening to Vespertine, it seemed to me that it was possibly your least immediate album, and yet it's become your fastest selling album, isn't it? How do you come to terms with that, or explain it?
I don't know. I guess it's been this peculiar thing ever since I left the Sugar Cubes and I played my songs for the record company. And he said, this is very strange, this will sell the third of the Sugar Cubes. And I said, well, fair enough, I still have to do it, you know. And it seems the more idiosyncratic or selfish I get, the more people like it or something. I don't know, maybe there's not even a formula there.
Right.
But I guess I just have my own mission and I have to follow it. And if people are still curious and interested, that makes me very happy, you know? Danke.
And I don't mean this, patronisingly or whatever, that there is a kind of a childlike sort of purity or even beauty to what you do. Is that, do you think or is that an Icelandic thing? Is that's a sort of purity of where you're from or whatever?
I think it's probably not fair on Iceland to think all the people over there are like me.
Okay.
Because
That's big of you.
Yeah, I've always been like the odd one out.
You have always been like the odd one out.
Yeah, definitely the eccentric.
Because your friends, I know from reading research, actually think you're very sensible.
Yeah, side of
which
me.
makes me worried about what they're like, I've got to tell you, in a nice way.
Yeah, I guess I'm quite conscientious, and I like working pretty hard. So in that sense, that side of me is kind of sensible.
But your work, it strikes me, I mean, I don't know you very well, but it strikes me as your work is your life anyway. The two are kind of...
The same thing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
More than most kind of singers that I've sort of come across over the years. I mean, you seem to really live it.
Yeah, yeah. Like that sort of nerd thing of collecting sounds. And
well, I'm not calling you a nerd.
But hanging out in studios for like 16 hours a day, it's like my idea of like paradise. I feel my time is running out, and if I'm lucky, I've got 50 years, and I still haven't even touched the music.
What are you, 35?
Yeah, I still haven't even touched the music I want to write. And you have to be loyal. I feel, to be brutally honest, the music I can hear in my head, I'm still very, very far from making that. So it's just, I just really have to be careful to concentrate my time and to continue. And if I'm lucky, I will maybe do it, yeah, it sounds dramatic, but before I die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
What do you hear in your head? What music?
It's very hard to describe. I guess I would like it to be both a lot more better crafted and complicated, but at the same time a lot more spontaneous. So it's and still feel effortless. But then again, it's yeah, it's hard. I can't explain it.
You know, this is different from the idea of not smelling the roses, not having a life, not living a full life. You know, because that's the worst thing you can do. I mean, if in fact your work, if your work creates a breakdown in fully experiencing life, then it's counterproductive to happiness and to lots of other things.
Yeah.
On the other hand, but to deny your gift is also, which is what you worry about, denying your gift. I mean, you don't like to think that way because you're more, I'm not sure you're modest, but you're more, you don't prefer to think in terms of denying your gift, but that's what it's about. You believe, you are a musician, and you love music, and you hear these sounds in your head, and it's not easy to give expression to them. Not easy.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to spend your life doing.
Yeah.
Why'd you say 50, though? I mean, you think you'll stop being creative at 50, or you just took a number?
No, 50 years left, so 85.
Oh, 50 left. Oh, 85. Oh, much better. Oh, so 50, but it'll take you 50 years to find all the, to fully, gosh.
Yeah, and I also have to figure out a working method that I can use when I'm still like 70, because I won't be physically like strong then, you know, as strong, let's put it that way. Because my relatives, they're like 75, 80, and they're still running about.
They're running about.
Yeah, going
That's because
camping.
they've got that, yeah, going what, camping?
Yeah, hunting, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.